Let's rock it. It's this guys. All right, it's the kid. 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 It's the kid.
Yeah, boy.
All right, guys. Look, man.
Yeah, man.
We've got stuff to discuss. Mates, Barca. I think I because I was hearing the echo of my voice. Okay, we've got a lot to discuss.
Sorry, my bad.
Let's just run through the order. So we'll have to reflect on Liverpool v Arsenal, react upon that, react on the so-called bricks that are still living and breathing oxygen in the air. I want to talk about Labille as well. I think Labille is definitely going to be a huge talking point for us tonight. I want to also maybe touch upon Kante as well. Touch upon what Kante is, and then finally, just to round everything off, I think we will then do a nice little preview of Jan 3. And what is a climactic, big-time showdown. So it's very... it's the funny thing. Do you know how fake you are, Mane? How much do you want to bet that if City had lost, you wouldn't have shown up? That just shows how fake you are. So I just wanted to throw it out there to you, Mane.
How many clubs does Mane have anyways?
I don't know, man. No one takes Mane serious.
Wait. Nobody has more than Jujuman. Jujuman is on the 6th or 7th team now. Wait.
I'm a neutral.
Yeah. Okay, quite. So let's start off with Liverpool v Arsenal. Shocking game. Embarrassing game and everything. So let me start with this. Let me start with the losers first before I go with the winners. So let's start with the losers first. How worried are you about Arsenal? So I'm going to really pinpoint this to A1 and Mohammed first. So let me start with A1. So A1, looking at that performance, which is the worst performance of the season, does that negate the massive winning run that Arsenal were on? Or could this really be the start of something really bad and Arsenal really faltering for the rest of the season? A1.
It depends on how Emery lines up against big teams when it comes to big matches now, because yesterday, knowing the defenders that he's got, and despite us having our winning runs, we still had problems. And these teams that we played, like the Evertons, the lower teams, they didn't have the quality up front to punish us. And yesterday we got exposed with that, and Liverpool punished us. So I think when it comes to big games now, Emery has to be more, he has to think more and think, all right, cool, I'm coming like a big team. Maybe have us defend more as a unit and have us more compact instead of us being out open and players getting beat one-on-one and all them things there, because that's what happened to us yesterday. And we saw the terrible defending. So, like, for example, I use it like with Conte when he won the league. Obviously, we ain't going to win the league, but he had defenders like Luiz, Azpilicueta.
Wait. Did you just say Luiz as a top defender?
Okay. No, not top defender. He
was good that season, though.
Yeah, he was good that season, and he managed to get them defending as a unit. If you look out on paper, you think, what kind of defense is this? But he had them drilled and played as a unit, and I think that's what Emery needs to do with our defenders before we sign a top centre back.
Okay, Mohammed, any thoughts on that? So want to add to say anything different?
Yeah, man. I thought during Christmas we were giving teams goals, but this is post-Christmas and we're still giving teams goals, especially in that first half. I thought when Niall scored, just keep it tight in the first half, see where we go. But obviously, 2 calamities straight away, and with what behind, and a lot. Emery's getting a lot of stick, which is, I think, is harsh because he done well, but in those 22 games,
he's
overachieved, exactly, and he just needs the board to back him in January and buy players, because we're down to our bone with injuries and stuff like that. So I think we just need to back the club and the players. Really.
Okay, all right. So let me shift towards, and also Mustafa is one of the worst defenders.
No, he is. Tell me he's got scholarship. Tell me right now.
No.
Tell me he's got scholarship.
Processing his papers, he's. His attempt at the tackles for Firmino in the second goal is one of
Maldini would have been proud of that. I
mean, that's just shocking. So let me just shift
Stein as well.
Let me just shift very briefly to him as well, to Liverpool. So let me go to Liverpool first. Let me start. I will go to Dahir, then to Daniel. So Dahir, is this Liverpool's year? Yes or no? Is this their year, or are you still going from the reverse psychology? Dahir.
Nah, I mean, I can't say that because it all depends on January 3. To be fair.
Oh my days, this guy, bro.
So,
No,
okay, so there's nothing you saw from the destruction of Arsenal that makes you further believe that, you know what, I think Liverpool are going to do it this year, or you're still waiting for Jan 3?
No, I'm still waiting for Jan 3 because if you think about it, obviously it was a fantastic result against Arsenal, but from our point of view, it wasn't our best performance. I think we performed much, much better against Manchester United, and I felt like, to be fair, Arsenal gifted us most of the goals.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, but obviously it showed another side to us that we are able to come back from a goal down, as we've done a few times already. And to be fair with you, on Arsenal, I'm not really too surprised because they have been defending like this for a number of weeks now, and that game was just a culmination of them facing a team that was on a high, that was top of the table, that was clinical. So I think from Emery's point of view, I think he needs more time, like Mo said. He needs a couple of windows. As for Liverpool, I think obviously everything will be revealed on January the 3rd. I can't say whether it's our year or not. I think it's too soon to say that.
Okay. All right. Daniel, thoughts?
Even if we beat Manchester City on third, I'll still not be saying it's our year. Even though we played well.
What?
Even if we beat Manchester City on Thursday, on January the 3rd,
you realize that's 10%.
It's not happening, so keep going.
It's called keeping your feet on the ground, but yeah.
Wait, look, Daniel, listen, I've said this many times, maths is overrated, but this is one of those times where mathematics...
Can I explain my point?
Yes, please, carry on.
We still got tough matches. We still got to go to Manchester United. We still got to go to Manchester United. We still got to go to Everton. We've got Tottenham at Anfield. We've got Chelsea at Anfield. So we still got tough games. And so to me, it's not over yet. Anything can happen. And the reason why I'm very cautious is because of 2013-14. Remember what happened?
No.
But you don't need to mention
a different team. No. But look, as much as that's true, it is a very different team. But so let me put out this question to the panel now. So this is one for everyone, and I'll give everyone a chance to chime in. If, and this is a massive if Klopp wins the Premier League with Liverpool this season, which would be a greater achievement? Winning it with Liverpool this season, or his wins with Dortmund in the Bundesliga and dethroning Bayern? So let me start with Mane. Which would be a greater success? Klopp winning it with Liverpool this season, or Klopp's wins with Dortmund over Bayern Munich?
I mean, it'd have to be winning it this season, because Liverpool really hardly ever, actually never won the Premier League before. So this would be tremendous for them. And for Liverpool to have that, especially with the deficiencies they have, it's not a complete team as he had in Dortmund. So I think this would be a much bigger achievement for him. And it's a relevant league as well. So there you go.
Even though you realize how strong Bayern Munich were and Dortmund had a bunch of unknowns, you realize that?
Yeah, but Dortmund had won before that as well, a little bit. They won a couple of years. Yeah, but Liverpool, they might win this year, but I don't think they'll win 2 in a row or 2 in 3 years. No. So
okay. All right.
All
right, A1.
Definitely this season, man. Considering, the managers and the teams are here, and once again, apparently Man City, they're basically, if you take Liverpool out, they'll be on the same track as they were last season, I think. But considering Liverpool are doing very well, they haven't lost as well. They've been winning most games, and they've won 8 in a row as well against big teams. When it comes to big games, they've stepped up when they've had to. So definitely, this will be a very good achievement for Klopp.
His greatest no. I don't want any medium thing. Would this be his greatest success?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, of course. That's what I said. Yeah.
Interesting. They're here. Try not to be biased. Try not to be biased.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a very good question, first and foremost, because what he achieved with Dortmund was fantastic. Back-to-back Bundesliga titles. But I think this would be a bigger success, depending on whether we win the league unbeaten, or I think will depend. Yeah, it will depend on that. But
the unbeaten line,
considering he inherited a squad that was pretty average, and now 3.5 years almost into his reign, can manage to win the title against a team that has set records, that has broken records in the shape of City. Maybe this one for me would be a bigger achievement overall.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it would be his greatest because, like, what he started with the likes of Mignolet, Skirtle, like he started with a bunch of with a bunch of crap players, and he's turned our players into. He's turned this team into a world beating team. We haven't lost a league, yeah. We haven't lost a league game at Anfield since 2017. So, like, what he has done at the club is just exceptional. So I think it will be a great achievement it will be the greatest achievement he's done.
Jesus. All right. Hardcore Barca.
For me, I'm gonna go with Dortmund. I'm gonna go with Dortmund because I think if you look at Dortmund, just to beat Bayern Munich and just to win that title, go a full season and win the title against a Bayern Munich side who, you don't really associate them to lose the Bundesliga. By December, they're usually breezing past every Bundesliga team, So, and the thing too is, like, the reason why I say Dortmund is because for me, at that 2012 season, I never thought Dortmund was going to win it. You know what I'm trying to say? I've never seen Dortmund win the title. And that was just amazing. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go with Dortmund.
All right. Forward.
First of all, I just want to say that I'm really disappointed not to be talking about the Arsenal-Liverpool game just because, I mean, it was just a shambolic performance.
Speak, man.
Okay, but back to the point. It is a good question.
He just wants to slander.
Yeah, look, crazy.
I mean, look, you're done in that. You know what? Let's not go.
Just answer the bloody question.
I'm gonna side just with Dortmund because for 3 reasons. Yeah. First of all, I think the amount of investment that Liverpool have done this season puts a little bit of added pressure to it. Second reason, Bayern Munich was such a juggernaut at that time that you couldn't really envisage them being overtaken by Dortmund at that point in time. And also, thirdly, the fact that they actually went and they won it back to back. To do that against a team again that was such a powerful force in the Bundesliga is very impressive. So it has to be Dortmund.
Yeah. I really like
Juju Man.
Torreira's a bum.
Okay, thank you. Juju Man.
I agree with Barca, hardcore Barca. I think the Dortmund one was better because they were competing against the Champions League finalists, or a top team. But in EPL, I mean, City is a group stage round of 16 team. For that reason, but they are I don't want anyone to act surprised. They are a small team, but domestic. That's where I'm heading. Domestically, I mean, it's a great accomplishment for Liverpool. I mean, in my books, the league is done. I haven't watched EPL for two weeks, and I'm not planning to watch it in 2019. Like, the league is done. The question is...
No, it's not yet.
It's not yet.
No, it's done. I don't want...
No, it's not yet.
You don't have to be humble. You don't have to be humble.
Wait.
It's done, though. I know it's done.
It's not done.
Dahir and Daniel, can I give you some word of advice? I pray, please... Tell Juju Man to retract his statement.
No. It's done.
This man's
I know it's done.
Are real.
It's not done.
If he has put a hex on your team, you've been warned.
There's no hex.
I thought, man, it's in his name, Juju Man.
Wait, Juju Man, finish your point.
All right. So, as far as domestic, I mean, it will be big because it took a team that didn't win the. I mean, it took a team that didn't win the EPL for years to win. So, I mean, they've won the 2019 EPL. So, I mean, that's a big accomplishment. But for football, I don't think it's tough, but it'll be bigger because of the length Liverpool. Like, Liverpool haven't won the PL. So, not because it's tough, but because of the drought. The drought.
Okay, good. Thanks. Mohammed, talk. Which will be the accomplishment?
You have to say Dortmund, just purely on the players that he had. At Liverpool, he spent over 500 million on players that he wanted. So
500?
500 mil. So yeah, $500 million. That's how much he spent at Liverpool.
No, 400.
I had 500. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a high number. So Dortmund, he was working with scraps pretty much. So you'd have to say Dortmund.
All right, Red.
Yeah, I would say Liverpool, just for the fact that when he took over Borussia Dortmund, they hadn't won the league in 9 years. It was only 9 years. And we can't judge what he spent because there's been a huge inflation in the market since 2012. Like, the market has gone up a lot since then. So a player that he's buying for 50 mil will go for 50 mil back then. And aside from that, Liverpool haven't won the league in 29 years. And if he wins against a Man City side that got 100 points last year and still go undefeated, definitely this season is much better than his Borussia Dortmund season, and it's a bigger accomplishment.
Wait, can I just add one thing? Sorry, isn't there more expectation on this Liverpool side than there was in that Dortmund side?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
But at the same time, that Bundesliga team, like you guys are talking about Bayern now compared to Bayern back then in because Bayern won it in 2010, but before that it was like Wolfsburg and I believe Stuttgart won it before that, and like they
Werder Bremen.
Wait. Basically, no. Look, this is actually a really tough one because there are strong arguments on each side. But if I was to choose one as of right now, I just think what he did, I mean, the bigger accomplishment, I think, is Dortmund. But I think that this would be given. I think personally for Klopp, this would be a bigger success based on what Liverpool are, how much they've been craving it. So I just think that this will have much more weight to it. But I just think as far as accomplishment, basically as far as degree of difficulty and accomplishment, Dortmund came out of nowhere. And also as Mohammed said, Lewandowski was a nobody. Götze wasn't. All these guys, nobody knew anything about them. Salah, we knew him from Roma and Fiorentina. Mane, we knew him.
He also helped in the Champions League final as well.
So my thing about this is that if he does do it with Liverpool, because of what Liverpool is as a club, how big the brand is worldwide, and the fact that they've not won it for so long.
Yeah, it's basically that. They haven't won it for so long, really. That's probably the biggest.
And I think I think bigger accomplishments, Dortmund. I think the one that will receive much fanfare would be him doing it with Liverpool this season. And look, for me, look, we will get to Jan 3 at the end of the show, but look, man, it's been a crazy season. Now I want to transition to
Liverpool have been winning Premier League titles ever since even Jurgen Klopp even came there. You know,
they haven't.
No, they haven't. They haven't won it.
Which one did they win? Which one did they win?
Okay, please explain yourself.
Explain. Let me explain.
All right, so like what I'm saying is, right, like during the 90s and the 80s, they were winning. They were literally winning Premier League.
The 90s.
Which one? Which year in the 90s?
No. Okay, look.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
Okay, I want to talk about Labiel. I want to talk about Pogba. Okay. Now, Twitter has been going alight right now because, and I was even having an argument with some guys about this on a WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 games, and Pogba has really balled over 3 games. His best game, obviously, was his performance against Bournemouth. Now, I'll give you guys the floor about this. So there are 2 comments, and I was arguing with someone about this because this guy said that, my gosh, look at what Pogba is doing now. So literally, this just shows and proves player power. So he refused to play under Mourinho, and therefore he pretty much got Mourinho sacked. So now Mourinho is now gone. He's now playing under Solskjaer. This just shows the true thing of a player power. And my response to that, and look, I'm a Mourinho fanboy, was I disagree.
Yeah.
I feel that, and I think people who've played in football teams before, different football teams, it's all about the vibes. You feed off the vibe of what your team is and what your manager wants. If you're an attack-minded, creative player, you will not flourish with a defensive manager. But if you're an attack-minded guy and you have a very offensive coach, you will feed off that vibe, and the vibe of the team, what the team is doing, how the team is playing, is how you will respond to. And for Mourinho, no fault of his own, his vibe just wasn't the same as Pogba's vibe. But Solskjaer's vibe seems to be in line with what Pogba's vibe is, hence why that is what is playing. So let me start off with Mane. Do you think it was a case of player power and Pogba, he's paid too much and he should have done a lot more under... Oh, wow.
What happened?
Wow, Jesus, no, you say that. I mean, that was happening. The guys will come back. So, okay, so let me just reflect the question, then guys can slowly come back. So, is it a case of player power? Pogba should have done a lot more, and he is the reason as to why Mourinho was sacked, or is it a case of where it was just a bad fit and Pogba should not be blamed? He just needed a defense coach. So, Mane, start off.
I don't know. I mean, it's only Bournemouth and what's the other? It's Huddersfield. Cardiff. Yeah. So these are really bottom tier teams, but he's playing well. You know, he's performing like a top 5 midfielder finally in the league. But I think I don't know if you can blame Mourinho per se. Sometimes Pogba he played well against Man City last season. He has some spells, but maybe he's becoming more consistent. But maybe you could say it's the change in manager. Maybe it's a change in attitude. But overall, I think it's maybe just like a couple easy. It's too early to tell. It maybe just these are two easy teams where he's feeling a little bit confident. The new manager is a little bit of a boost, but then it'll fade out. So you just gotta wait a little. Let's give it a month at least, and then see and assess from there. But I think it's good. Maybe you could say it's leaning towards that. Maybe Solskjaer has caused a change.
Man, you've pretty much waffled for the last minute. Can you give me an answer? Is it player power or is it a case of it was a bad fit with Mourinho? Choose one.
I would say neither. It's because Pogba maybe he wasn't good enough. That's my thing. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
This was a thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. A1. Player power or was just a bad fit with Mourinho? All right. Deda here. Player power or just a bad fit?
I think this one's easy. Simply a bad fit because you can see now that he's playing with more freedom. And I think today against Bournemouth, he played in the number 10 role, and you could just see
but sorry to cut you, but what if, to play devil's advocates, what do people say? Oh my gosh, it's only Bournemouth. We expected against Bournemouth. How do you respond to that?
I mean, to be fair, you do because of the qualities he has. But at the same time, obviously, we need to see this against your Spurs, against your Chelsea, etc., in the bigger games. But like you said earlier, also it's about the vibes as well. Now, I mean, in most cases, when a manager is sacked, this isn't obviously Mourinho's fault or anything, but in most cases, when a manager leaves, chances are the team will respond really in a positive mood, especially in the first few games. And in Pogba's case, you can just tell, a different position, a different, a system. I mean, United played really well in the last two games before the Bournemouth game, so I don't think it was too surprising.
Okay. Daniel.
For bad fit. I think actually it's both because Mourinho, Pogba to me is a big ego person, and Mourinho's an ego person as well. So I think both of them are leaders. They want to be leaders, and I think their personalities clashed. And I think what's it called? It didn't fit because Mourinho's a defensive manager and Pogba is all about he likes freedom. If he's not good with someone that likes,
it was a bit of both, yeah.
He doesn't like someone that puts locks on him or puts padlocks on how he should play. He wants to be given that freedom to do what he wants to do. And Mourinho has never given any player freedom in his managerial career.
So basically, so you're leaning more towards a bad fit then, rather than player power.
Both. They're both. I feel like they're
especially a bad fit.
Let's do after.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, A1. So player power or a bad fit?
It's a bad fit because people say Mourinho defensive manager, but you need to remember that Pogba's played under Conte and Allegri, two defensive managers as well, and he seemed to thrive. This is how we knew about Pogba. Obviously, if you know about the Manchester United youth, you most probably know about him. But this is where Pogba, he became more of a star in Italy before he came to England. So Mourinho, the way he deals with people compared to, say, for example, Conte and Allegri is different. So maybe that's the reason why they clashed or whatnot. And I think it was just a bad fit with Mourinho in general as well, because it wasn't just Pogba, it was other players as well where they didn't get along. And Mourinho, he just wanted to defend all the time and play more safe than attack, which is the Man United way. So, I think it was a bad fit. It wasn't player power. I think it's personally a bad fit. Like you said before in your previews and hangouts and whatnot, that Mourinho and Man United was a bad fit because it wasn't just Pogba, it was other players as well.
Okay. How to go Barca?
I think there's a bad fit. And I think if you put Paul Pogba in Real Madrid's team, if you put Paul Pogba in Barcelona's team, if you put Paul Pogba in Borussia Dortmund's team, if you put Paul Pogba in PSG's team, he will excel. Because for me, like I said, I always said it, this guy needs an attacking manager. He needs someone who is going to give him the freedom to do what he wants to do, express himself. It's a bit like Messi too, because Messi needs freedom to do what he wants to do. He can't play defensively, so yeah.
Okay.
Back it, yeah.
Forward.
Yeah, of course, at its core, it definitely was a bad fit. But I mean, this is football we're talking about. It's a very complex game, so these things are never really black and white. So obviously, it's elements of a lot of obviously factors. But if I'm talking about just Pogba himself, I think we're seeing a player who's obviously developing, had an amazing World Cup, and even had a great start to the season despite the turmoil that you might have been in. I think right now he's got 7 goals and 6 assists in 15 odd games, and that's despite falling out with the manager very clearly. So obviously there's elements of all of that. And when people are saying, oh, it's only these many teams, and yes, we do need to see them perform how they perform. I think in a couple of weeks' time they get Spurs, which will be a very entertaining game at Wembley. But at the same time, we saw just last month United play against Bournemouth, and although United won, that was a completely different style of game. They had Bournemouth were the one that were pressing the action, forcing them back. United were playing long balls down the channels to Lukaku. It was horrible football. And from obviously someone who's experienced it in a sense from when Mourinho was at Chelsea, you can see that these things the patterns are clearly. The thing about football is when you see these patterns, you understand that it's not just happening out of coincidence. You know that you understand the patterns and you understand why these things are happening. So clearly it wasn't a good fit. And just to finish my point, clearly it wasn't a good fit. And no doubt we're going to see the best of Paul Pogba because undoubtedly he is a top 5 midfielder in world football.
I could see him score against Chelsea. I mean, no, Spurs, sorry. And PSG. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, quickly. Juju man.
It was player power because
how did I know that this guy was
he always does that. He always does
this, man. He does this.
Because
speak.
Because first of all, Pogba hasn't done anything this season. The last few games doesn't mean anything. And it's just true. It doesn't mean anything. He hasn't done anything. They're still 6th or 7th in the league, so he hasn't done anything. As for player power, I mean. Clearly, you can see like the difference. I don't think Mourinho is that bad of a coach. I don't think Mourinho is that bad of a coach that the team just instantly get improves. And as for the PSG game, I don't care if Ferguson is on the pitch. The players are not that good. They're going to lose. That's my point.
Okay. No, thank you.
So, can I just make one point? Sorry, like I grew up watching a very charismatic, flary player in Ronaldinho, and I'm not saying we're not really comparing him to Pogba, but imagine again this Mourinho that we have right now. You put Ronaldinho in that team where he's obviously a very smiley person, very bubbly character, and you put Mourinho, he's going to just take that out of him. Of course, you're going to not see the best of Ronaldinho. That's the same with Paul Pogba. So
no, but it can't be Mourinho. It's player power. You just didn't feel like playing at good at Mourinho. Get rid of him.
Okay, look. Easy. Okay, Mohammed, player power or bad fit?
I think it was a bad fit because Mourinho almost had everyone against Pogba, especially the fans. Especially if I don't know if you saw the games, they were pretty much booing, every time he got the ball and made a mistake. Nowadays, they're cheering for him. That's the difference. He's got more confidence. And the rest of the players too. Look at Rashford. He seems like a totally different player. So I think that's it really.
Wait, I just add, like, how is no one saying that it was player power? Like,
because it wasn't.
It wasn't. Mourinho.
Wait, did you watch?
Did you watch against? Wait.
Mourinho turned everyone against him, man.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
I think until the captaincy.
Wait, easy, chill. Red, player power.
I think.
And then he benched him. He wasn't even in the squad for the next game.
But it evolved into a player power because you could tell at the end it was Mourinho versus Pogba. They were not. They were two big personalities clashing with each other, and pretty much even the dressing room was divided on that too. You could tell players weren't playing for Mourinho anymore. He only had a set of players that were loyal to him, and he would play them all the time, and that's why they weren't really they're playing their best football. So it is player power. You guys can't deny the fact that Paul Pogba didn't pull strings behind the scenes that made the players on his side. And at the end of the day, they chose Pogba over Mourinho. Mourinho is not.
I'm sorry.
Did you see the Arsenal game against United? Pogba came in and the performance dropped. He was horrible.
He didn't play.
He came on in the second half.
And he was the worst player on the pitch. And that was just
when you're low on confidence.
And then you try and tell me he changed over a week. You can't change over a week.
Wait. Ford, I'm sorry. These players are paid too much to be treated like babies. Yeah. Oh, low on confidence. I'm not feeling so good. Sorry, no. That is a pile of BS.
That's part of football, man. Confidence is part of football. You can't
need to cut you. It's not a babysitter. Like, this guy's a grown man.
When he loves to smile on the pitch and express himself. If he goes on the pitch and he's in a mood and you can only see second guessing himself, of course you're not going to get the best Paul Pogba. And you see Paul Pogba from front.
So you're saying that Mourinho is to blame for putting Pogba in a mood?
As I said,
Oh my days.
Wait. Okay, four. Just
I'll
four.
speak
Okay,
after,
wait, four.
I'll
Let me
speak
just ask: is Mourinho to blame for putting Pogba in an unhappy mood?
you're not going to answer me my questions, and we're going to give you a basic answer. As I said, it's a multitude of issues, which is why. Yes, it maybe was player power at the very end, but ultimately it was a bad fit which led to that. That's why you can't tell me, it was just Paul Pogba. Oh, he wasn't trying for the coach. Clearly, he was trying. You saw him have many good moments earlier in the season and even last season. But ultimately, it's a bad fit which led to the player power.
Mourinho stripped him of the captaincy. You know that, right?
Exactly. Called him a virus, all this shit.
Yeah, and I called him a virus. All of that.
Wait.
Come on, man. That's one. Okay. What's that?
No, the thing is,
He called him a virus. Like, yeah.
Mourinho. Wait. My thing is that this is what I don't like, and as I've always said, Mourinho and Thingy was a bad fit. But what I don't like is this narrative that Mourinho is this evil person that starts bullying the players.
But
if you're let me just land. Okay, if you're 23, 20, 24 years old, you're pretty much grown. If you can't take criticism, either in public or private, you're a pussy. I'm sorry, you're a pussy. It's like you can't just say that. Oh my gosh, he was bullying. He said such mean things to them, and he made them cry. Are these kids?
No, but the thing is, wait. Look at it.
He's still a human being.
Wait. Okay. I'm going to go to A1 Mohammed then Jujuman. A1.
Can I tell you something?
You look at this. Yeah. So for example, Luke Shaw. When Luke Shaw one time he had a good game. The press conference after, instead of praising Luke Shaw, saying he had a good game, Mourinho said, "Oh, it was because I was basically in Luke Shaw's head. That's why he played good."
Yeah.
You as a player,
I remember that.
You played good, and you're saying that about a player.
It was me. He was basically saying it was me. He was saying it was me.
It's me. Why are you saying that it's you? Well, it's the player. You want the player to be playing good all the time. You don't all of a sudden like bring down his confidence and say, "Oh, it was me. I done it, and not him." You're not in the pitch. You don't have his legs. You don't control his legs. So why are you saying that for?
You make it sound like...
As I said, I'll go to Mohammed.
Let's not even look at Pogba. Let's look at Rashford when he missed that chance and Mourinho put his hands up in the air. I mean, does that infuse confidence?
Come on. Okay. Wait.
That's a normal reaction, by the way.
Wait. Give me a break. You know that you're under pressure. People are calling for your head to be sacked. You are begging for your striker. It was a flipping one-on-one. What's he supposed to do?
That
was early in the game. That was in the first half.
You're wrong on that.
You're wrong.
No, I'm just saying he should infuse more confidence in the players instead of having, this ridiculous reactions.
That's a perfectly normal reaction.
Wait. I'll say. What's it? A1 and Mohammed made it sound like Mourinho was dealing with the under 10 youth. Those are grown adults. They're not under 10 youth. He doesn't need to. Like, if Mourinho says that, who cares? Like, you're a grown adult.
No, wait. You're saying
it's affecting you. Your confidence. Like,
wait. No. But you're saying that he's acting like he didn't under 10 youth. But why are you treating him like under 10 youth, saying I'm in his head, I'm controlling.
Yeah, but who cares? Who cares? If Mourinho says you know Mourinho has like you've seen Mourinho's past, he's like that. He's like that. That's the guy's
Wait. Come on. No, this is a compelling argument because look.
Can I say something?
Wait. My thing is okay. Look, let me bring some of the guys into. I think that here you were saying something. So what's your thoughts on this? Because you wanted to say something. I mean, where are you lying?
I was going to say, obviously, on the Rashford situation, if he reacts like that to a miss, I don't think that's entirely his fault. I mean, he's not supposed to clap every time and say, "Oh, well done, continue." Yeah. On Pogba, that was partially his fault. And in the end, towards the end of his reign, he obviously benched him. He didn't really play him much. But overall, I don't think we can nitpick everything that Mourinho does and say, "Oh, he's to blame for this, he's to blame for that." At the end of the day, he just wasn't a good fit. He didn't benefit most of the players, as we saw, including Pogba.
Okay. Let me ask this then. Right. So, are we all agreed that Pogba had somewhat of an influence in getting Mourinho sacked? Are we all agreed to that?
100%. I don't agree. I'm sorry, I don't agree about that.
I really don't. Of course not.
He did.
I don't believe it.
At the end of the day, the chairman has to make the decision. It's got nothing to do with Pogba.
Okay, guys. Okay. So let me say, double hardcore Barca. So you say no.
Yeah.
Why do you say no? That he had no influence whatsoever in getting Mourinho sacked. Why do you say no?
For me, right, and I'll say this because I've watched I watched certain Manchester United games where Paul Pogba actually did play good. It's not like he didn't play good. He gave his all. You get what I'm trying to say? Like he really tried to make sure that Mourinho, like he really tried to listen to Mourinho. You get what I'm trying to say? But and this is the thing, and I want to say this. I feel like Mourinho needs certain players in his team in order to excel. That's why I say
wait. Let's just get on point. So you do not believe. So you believe that it was just the board. Pogba had no influence whatsoever in getting him sacked.
I don't think so. I believe that Pogba really worked hard. He tried to listen to him. It didn't work, and it's like
and Pogba had no influence. Wasn't okay. Cool. Okay.
No, of course not.
So A1, you also said as well that Pogba had no influence whatsoever.
No, cool. When people say player power, I don't think people went up to him and say, "Oh, I want Mourinho gone." So I'm pretty sure they said, "Oh, I'll maybe January transfer. I'll leave in January transfer if Mourinho's gonna stay." And the board looked at that and said, "All right, cool. For the future, are we gonna keep Mourinho, or are we gonna keep players who can be here for maybe 10 years or 5 years?" And that's what they based it on, that as well. And plus,
he certainly didn't have.
But guys, I just think guys.
He wasn't getting the best out of the players that he had. That's it.
You're not getting.
Wait, guys. We have to just connect the dots here. We are too smart not to connect the dots. I think we are smart enough to know that Pogba is the most popular person in that team. Pretty much everybody is friendly with him, and he's pretty much the most popular, most magnetic person in that dressing room.
He has more Instagram followers.
What Pogba looked like when he was on the flipping bench against Liverpool, one of Man United's biggest games. So doesn't it make sense that
can I pose another question?
Would sort of be telling the guys like, "Yo, man, this whole thing that's happening is thinking," and they'll be like, "Yo, man," and that vibe will somehow get towards Ed Woodward, and that will lead to, "Man, look, man, the vibe here just ain't working." Compounded with the loss to Liverpool as well. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So
I think we're reaching a point in football.
I'm going to go to Mohammed then Jujuman. Mohammed.
Wouldn't the bigger question be, why isn't he getting the best out of these players that we have?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be the bigger?
But here's the thing. Mourinho does not clash well with big personalities. You saw at Real Madrid. Like Mourinho has a horrible relationship with Ramos because Ramos is a big personality. Ramos is flashy. He likes to take credit. He likes to call himself great. Same thing with Pogba. Pogba's a flashy player.
But the thing it's not just big personalities. You look at Luke Shaw. Is he a big personality? No, but he kept on getting onto it. Why is he getting onto it?
It's hard to really judge the Luke Shaw incident because Luke Shaw has had a
tough love.
Yeah, but I do agree with you on that thing. But Pogba did start it. Pogba did start it. Pogba, he was the one that criticized Mourinho in front of the press at the beginning of the season before Mourinho said anything. That's why Mourinho stripped him.
This has been going on since last season.
Yeah, end of last season.
Just to finish. In football, I think we are moving to a point where managers get blamed for anything that goes wrong. We blame the manager. Like, I was shocked with that. No.
Mourinho has been sacked back to back for a reason.
No. But it's not, like, even if he's been sacked, we know with Chelsea, like the players did it, and then here, I mean, it's the same thing. But it was It's the same with
we're moving on. Quiet. Now, very briefly before we end with Jan 3, Kante. N'Golo Kante. How do we rate him with regards to the world?
Well, dog.
Is he the best DM, the best box-to-box, the best all-around player? How do we rate Kante in the world? What is he? Best DM, best box-to-box, most versatile? What is he?
He's just a good midfielder. That's all.
My God!
Hey, me yourself.
Okay. Wait. Okay, let me go for it. You said when you said that, Red.
Yeah. So I think for Kante, him and Casemiro battle it for the number 1 and 2 spot month in, month out. Like he is by far. There's no player that even comes close to him. And especially right now under Sarri, I see that he's becoming more of a box to box. You can see that in him. He's evolving as a player.
So what specifically? DM, box to box. What role
as a DM? under Conte as a DM, he was hands down probably second or first best, depending on the form he was in.
Yeah.
Under Sarri, he's developing into a different kind of player, so I can't call him a DM anymore. He's become more of a box to box.
So what is he? What is he?
He's hands down probably top 5 midfielders in the world. That's not even a question now. No, he is. Because who are you going to take ahead of Conte? Like I put Conte above Pogba, by the way.
Purely because of
anything yet.
Above Pogba.
Because who's done better, HH? Who's done better since
Kante is performing better, but I wouldn't say he's a better player though. That's the only thing.
That's the key. Like form-wise, yes. Ability-wise, at their very best.
Oh no. Pogba's a better ability-wise player, but it's not about ability. It's about output.
Ability is overrated.
Yeah, it's about output. What do you do for the team?
True. Okay. I'll give it that. Okay, Ford.
So obviously, for me, that's actually watch Kante on a weekly basis. People are gonna say, "Oh, he's just the best DM," or maybe he's not quite an all-round box-to-box player. But for me, I just see someone with a very high IQ. He's obviously got very high physical attributes, but he's able to cover the ground so well. Got a very low center of gravity, but
he's very short. I don't know how he can be good physically because he's very short and a very nice person. Carry on.
To run up and down the pitch at such high pace and with obviously great stamina. I mean it in that aspect. Don't discount me. Anyways, I'm talking about obviously his football IQ, the way he's able to make runs into the box. Obviously, technically, he's not a great finisher yet. That's going to obviously improve in his game, as you saw with Alan, with Sarri and Napoli. He's only going to continue to improve, and his numbers are only going to continue to get better from an offensive output. In terms of where I rank him in the world, he's very effective and he's maybe more consistent than some other players. Obviously, people compare him to that Latino Heat Torreira after a couple of games. I mean, that was
I knew you'd have
again. just to end my point, Kante is definitely top 5. I think he has to be out there with the best because he's been doing it for Leicester. He did it alongside.
He's been doing it for more than 3 years now.
Ford, I need a number. He said top 5. I need a number. Is he 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the world?
Probably say 3. Say 3.
So who are they two above him?
I mean, again, put me on the spot here.
Are we ranking them as a defensive, as a DM, or
we're talking about all-round midfielders?
All round.
You see, guys. That's the issue there. That's the issue there. No, we have to do it based on roles because there are the top number 10s, the top natural central midfielders, the top DMs, and the top box-to-box. Those are very different roles.
Yeah,
you cannot tell me that Kante can talk to David Silva as a number 10. You can't tell me that Kante can talk to Verratti as a central midfielder. Come on.
Yeah, we have to break it down into
I'm just talking all around to be, but argument, I will say that, as a DM, obviously he's top 1. As a box-to-box player, he's very effective and he's up there. Maybe we need to see more of him to then maybe because obviously he's only been half a season. Maybe we need to see more of him in this position before we can give him a ranking. But as a DM, undisputably, he's the best DM in the world.
Above Busquets.
Not undisputed. Busquets to me.
I see him, man. I'm sorry. Busquets does not see Kante. I'm sorry.
No. Busquets is better.
I'll go to the here, then A1.
Busquets doesn't see Kante. No way.
No. For me, as a defensive midfield player, Kante, obviously in the last 3 years, he has been maybe the best in that position. Overall, I wouldn't take him over Busquets as a defensive midfield player. But I think the thing with Kante is, like Forward said earlier, his IQ is absolutely phenomenal. He covers angles, he covers, he performs consistently, almost week in, week out. We saw that ever since that miraculous title win with Leicester City. And again, he was influential in France's World Cup success. And now, with this box-to-box role that he's playing for Chelsea, I still think he's trying to figure it out. He's not yet, reached the stage where he's playing that role as well as he should.
Wait, very quickly. So let me just say, so you said that Busquets is a better DM than Kante.
Overall, yes. In terms of
now let me ask you this: who is better at intercepting and the reading of the game and breaking down play, Busquets or Kante?
That is a very tricky one. That's a very tricky one.
I'll give it back to but this is the confusion between Busquets and Kante. Busquets plays in a particular system that keeps the ball. Busquets has one of the best feet I've seen in most football players. What he does on the ball and how he gets out of difficult situations is amazing.
Yeah.
But when I think defensive work and
yeah.
reading of the game and intercepting, I don't know. So
I think Kante edges that side of the game. But the only reason why I was saying Busquets is because obviously Busquets can, his ability on the ball for me and the way he reads the game as well is similar, if not better.
Okay. A1.
To be honest, me and Kante, I haven't really classed Kante as a DM. I'm mostly classed Kante as a box-to-box or / roaming destroyer.
Yeah.
Because he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I consider as box-to-box. Because as DM, I'll consider him being like maybe in front of the defense and just protecting. But this guy's usually everywhere, isn't it? So when it comes to box-to-box, he's definitely top 3, in my opinion. Also, his role under Sarri has changed where he's been told to be more attacking, hence why he's been getting more goals. He's been making more runs into the box, which is a new role for him. But it's a different type of box to box.
I still think, sorry to cut you. I still think the one thing that Kante needs to work on is his finishing. Obviously, he did score against Crystal Palace, but you could see that. Yeah,
because
he
he
should have done better with that.
He's been getting to good spaces, whatnot, innit? But when it comes to box, maybe obviously not goal scoring wise, whatnot. But I still think top box to box, he's top 3. I don't really class him as a DM, but even if I class him as DM, I still think Busquets is better, in my opinion.
Or Mane, Kante.
Hello.
All right, Daniel, where do you rank Kante?
I think he's one of the best. I think he's the best player in the world in what he does. To me, what I think Kante is like a box to box. He's a how do I say, a ball winning box to box player. So like
destroyer, Roman destroyer.
Yeah, but he's a ball winning box to box player. So like he's got the engine to roam about, catch everything about. So I think he's the best in the world in what he does.
Okay.
So I think like the best.
All right, cool. Okay, Jujuman.
I would say he's the most intelligent midfielder, because let's be honest, like it's not like he has the best technical ability, but he's really intelligent, and I would say overall, I mean, he's the best mid in EPL for the entire world.
Where do you rank him in the world? Where do you rank him in the world? Where do you rank him? Where do you rank him in the world?
See, I would say 5th, because based on where the team, like they're almost borderline mid-table. I mean, borderline top of Europa League, and like they're in Europa League. So I mean, I can't say 1. That would be disrespectful. Like a Europa League midfielder is number 1.
Can I say something?
I'll say 5. I'll say 5.
I'm fucking done.
Can I say something?
Okay, Bob wants to speak.
And I don't want to cause any controversy. I don't want to bash on anybody, on any Chelsea fan.
Speak, man. Don't have to apologize. What the hell?
All right. I'm gonna pick him as a DM. And I'm gonna say his work rate is the same as Ronaldo. That's me being honest. I think his work rate is like Ronaldo's. N'Golo Kante's defensive. N'Golo Kante's defensive.
Wait, let him speak. Speak.
N'Golo Kante's defensive work rate is the same as Ronaldo's. And for me, I'm gonna put him in 4th. N'Golo Kante. I'm gonna put him in 4th.
Okay, wait. So, Boss, you're saying that Kante and Ronaldo are on the same level? Is that what you're waiting for?
That's right.
Based on the work rate, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I went out
Okay. Look, let's just move to Jan 3 before I just start going crazy. Jan 3. So look, my preview will be dropping sometime on Tuesday, but I just thought just to give the subscribers and the fans a little bit of a prelude to that, because I'm sure they want to know what we think of this. Let's talk about this Jan 3 now. Before we just really go into the particulars of the game, how pivotal do you think this game will be? Because, like, for me, I feel that, put it this way, if it's a draw, I think that we're still pretty much in the same category of maybe Liverpool have the momentum, but 7 points isn't insurmountable. Yeah. If it's City win and it goes to 4, I think that could be a momentum shift, a real psychological momentum shift. If Liverpool win and it goes to 10, this psychological damage of City losing at their crib and it being a 10-point gap, I think it'll be too much for them to mentally go to really mentally recover from that. So I do think that if there's a winner, I do think that it will be pivotal, I believe. So let me start with Mane. how pivotal do you think it will be if there's a winner, or do you think it won't matter? There are too many games to go.
Yeah, there are too many games to go. This would be the 21st game, I believe.
Yeah.
So 21st out of 38 games. It's still a long way to go. It'll be critical for Liverpool to win because they're obviously gonna drop points against smaller teams as they usually do.
No.
For City,
Wait, let him talk.
But for City,
Okay, so Manny, so if it's a 10 points gap, you still think that there are enough games to catch up?
yeah, it's less pressure for Man City. Man City is known for winning Premier League titles, but there's really no hope. When you think there's no way they're gonna win it, then they just come back. They slowly just creep up, win games, start a rush where they keep winning game after game after game, and Liverpool feel the pressure because it's like, oh, the gap is being cut down week in, week out. Liverpool draw here and there. But to be fair to Liverpool, this is the most confident they can say they've been, but I still think this game is really irrelevant. Whoever wins or loses, it doesn't really matter in the long run. But it won't be that close.
I disagree, but fair enough. A1.
This one, because like I watched Match of the Day earlier on, and Company, I watched his post-match interview, and they're speaking about it, and they were saying how when they won the title against Man United, they were like behind by a few points, and even the 13-14 season when Liverpool had a few games before they could win it, and they bottled it. And Man City were 10 points behind or something like that, and they managed to catch up. So I think tomorrow it could matter. If City win, that's a good thing for them. But if City lose, I still think that, City don't really seem under pressure. They seem calm.
But wait. But Ewan, let me ask you this. Let me throw this curveball into you. You're right. Pep has chased once against Mourinho. He lost out and he left Spain. This is the second time in his career that he's really having to chase. So does that change things?
Not really, no. It doesn't change. In my opinion, it doesn't change. What the hell?
Whoa, what the hell?
Whoa.
All right, okay, so...
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't change, innit? So I think, obviously, tomorrow, if Liverpool win, I don't think it'll be a psychological effect because we're still in January. But at the same time, if City are chasing it, I think it'll put more pressure on Liverpool.
So if it's a 10 points gap, you still think that City can make that up?
Yeah, of course. But it just depends on Liverpool, innit? If Liverpool feel the pressure and they start to bottle it, I think I can see City catching up, if you get what I'm saying. But we'll have to see.
All right, they're here.
Yeah, I totally disagree with the points that Mane made. Pivotal isn't even the word for this game. It's season defining for both teams. Basically, Man City have to win for it to be on. I think, like you said earlier, you broke it down to bits. So if it's a draw, then obviously it's not over. If Man City win, then we obviously have a title race, and that could shift the momentum. If
is
we
Liverpool
win,
going to win all the rest of the games?
Manny, chill, man. Manny, chill.
Yeah.
Here, talk. Just chill. Let one guy talk.
I'm not gonna say it's over if we win. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna say it's over if we win because I don't want to jinx the team and whatnot. But in a normal scenario, if Liverpool were to win this game, go 10 points clear, the fact that we're still unbeaten, the fact that Manchester City will most likely go further in the Champions League, etc. When you add all of these things together, I think we will have more energy left for those remaining 17 games to just see it out, because 10 points is probably insurmountable.
So 10 points, 17 games to go. Is it insurmountable? Interesting. Okay, Daniel.
I think to me, I still think it wouldn't matter because teams have I remember Newcastle when they were 12 points above Manchester United, and then Man United came back. So it would be great if we win it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't go out and win it, but I still think Manchester City can still come back from it, even if we beat them. If they beat us,
so.
I think anything can happen in football. If there's one thing that football has taught me is to expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
So
So Daniel, you're saying that if it's a 10 points gap, City can still come back.
Yeah, they can still come back.
No, but the thing is, there's this double standards though. If Man City were 10 points clear, nobody would give us any chance of coming back. So.
True,
but that's because it's Man City. Liverpool and Man City are not on the same level, man.
No, but you have to know. This isn't the Liverpool side that you're used to, though. This is a completely different.
Yeah,
Liverpool
it's an unproven Liverpool side. That's the point.
We're moving on. Man,
it's proven.
Janviry's coming. Okay,
proven where?
Okay. Wait. Hardcore
Champions League finalists.
Your thoughts?
Losers.
So for me, I have 3 points to make about this game, and I'll say this: Pep has never chased a Premier League. He's never had to chase for a title. Number 2, I think Liverpool is gonna I think Liverpool will win this game because I think if you watch yesterday's game,
Hardcore, my question is how pivotal would it be if we have a winner in the game?
It will be massive for Liverpool. Massive. This is so pivotal, because for them, if they can get a W out of here, they know that the only team they got to handle is Spurs, Chelsea, and Manchester United. And that's
Yep, and 2 of them are at home as well.
Exactly,
That's
key.
That's key. That is key. That is very key.
Yeah. So
okay,
I think...
Right. Okay. Go. Finish.
All right. And I think my 3rd point is the mentality with this Liverpool team. Is the mentality. For me, I want to play them in the Champions League because I'm not scared of them. I think Barca can take them. But honestly, that mentality is amazing. Yesterday, the way they played against Arsenal, even when Arsenal scored 1, they come with 4. When Arsenal come with 2, they come with 5. You get what I'm trying to say? So,
okay, cool. All right, Ford.
First and foremost, Pep's neck is completely on the line here. I think this is the biggest game in his managerial career since the semi-final against Atletico Madrid when he went on a streak of losing to the Spanish team in semi-finals. I think this is a massive game for him to prove him, maybe not to prove himself, but to prove something to the people that believe him to be the best manager in the world, undoubtedly, because to lose a league like this, where there might even be no challenge to say Liverpool to win, I think it would be shocking. So
what
that has to be said. Yeah, for Liverpool to go, let's say Liverpool won this game and they won the league by, let's say, 10, 15 points. That would be shocking for Pep to go and do that. But considering...
But what if they lose against Liverpool, then as the games go on, Liverpool lose games and Man City win and they overtake?
That can happen.
Won't happen.
I mean, I'm saying, what happens?
Look, the easy. The hell, don't tempt fate, man. Do not tempt fate.
I think the psychology will change.
Hey, keep that same energy, bro. But look,
I'm just saying, if we beat Man City,
finish your point. Forward.
But just on my point, obviously, it's a game that it's 100%. It's a season-defining game. This is, and from Liverpool's point of view, if they were to lose this game, I mean, look at the upcoming games. They got Wolves away in the FA Cup, which they could easily lose if they rotate. You got Brighton away, Crystal Palace at home, and I'm not saying I know those are people you might say, oh, Crystal Palace, Brighton. I mean, first of all, Crystal Palace are a bogey team for them, and Brighton away again. Even though Liverpool have improved.
Okay. So let me ask you this: so if Liverpool were to lose, do you think their season would unravel, or they'd be able to react and still keep up the momentum?
It will definitely react.
Very easily unravel.
I think they're gonna react.
We're gonna react.
Let me make this point. De Gea said something the other day about I don't see us losing to any small team, and I think how can you be that cocky? I mean, again, keep that same energy, but how can you be cocky enough to say that? Liverpool aren't the greatest team against blocks.
No. I think if we're gonna lose to a top side. It can easily.
It's just blind hope by De Gea.
Remember these 2 points. First and foremost, we already know Chelsea are gonna come to Anfield and we're gonna stink up the joint and we're gonna get another win.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, at least look. Zad's a bad boy. Zad's a
by then the mission.
Zad's a bad boy, yo. Yeah, man.
By then, hopefully, we would have secured it.
Just to finish my point, Liverpool. Again, let's say 5 games to go, they only need 4 wins against the smaller teams. I wouldn't bet on them to win those games comfortably. They're gonna struggle. So.
Okay, but if Liverpool were to win 10 points clear, is the season over, or do you think the City can still come back?
It'd be a very, very unlikely. I think
almost,
it's done. I mean, it's not done, but for me, it would be done. Just mentally, I think that's a big blow for City to take. I'm gonna be able to come back from that. So
okay, cool. All right, Juju man.
As far as I'm concerned, like I said, the league was over 2 weeks ago, and this game is irrelevant. City are going to lose by the difference of 2 goals. Like
It's
coming into this
trending.
game,
It's
The one
trending.
thing I don't, the one thing I don't understand is the one thing I don't understand is why are we acting like Man City won't drop more points if
they will.
lose to us?
And
Of course they will.
look,
Because
let me
you
land.
look at history,
They will
man.
drop-
History.
no,
You
no,
always
no,
talk
guys,
about
what is it?
history.
History does not matter this season.
But yeah, so it's like Liverpool. It's like trying to stop a train. This is a train coming, and City are going to lose, guaranteed. So I'll just tell everyone, just
Not
just show up.
guaranteed.
No, not guaranteed.
I don't want this Daniel and Dahir still being humble. Like
Yeah,
the league is over. The league is over. It's over.
It is over. It is
It's
though.
over.
Yeah, it is.
No, but you should at least say that if we win. If we
Yeah,
win the
it's
game.
over. Like this game, like
14. Even
City,
no,
You know what? I'm gonna double down.
Let me finish. So the game on Thursday. I mean, I think Pep needs to be put under review because it looks like Pellegrini has accomplished more in the same time. More than Pep.
Exactly. I was
More
saying
than
the
Pep.
same thing, Juju.
So it's
I
like
was
this
saying
guy,
the same thing.
and let's I think we just need to focus on Pep because this man must be a fraud. Because even look at the Champions League, he hasn't done anything. Accomplished
Fraudiola.
accomplished less than Pellegrini and spent like 10 times. Or I don't know how many times he spent more than Pellegrini. So
Because he had to build a team.
no,
Okay.
no. I don't want
He's
excuses.
a bored
So
Pellegrini.
the league is over and the game is irrelevant. Save some
not.
data. No,
No, it's
Double
not.
H, save some
No, it's not.
data.
No,
Don't
it's
waste
not.
time
No,
in
it's
that game.
not.
It's
Don't
over.
believe him, bro.
It's
No,
over.
it's
It's over.
Yo, that is over. Yeah.
I'm gonna double down.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
double down.
I appreciate you caring about my data, but I game for my thoughts. But thanks for caring though, Mohammed.
Oh, God, who are we kidding? If Liverpool beat City, it's over, man. All these guys just waffling about ifs and this.
Yeah.
It's
It'll-
over.
it'll be so nice.
So, Mohammed, so tell me that if it's a 10 points gap, it's over.
It's done.
Definitely.
It's done. It's done.
Okay. Let me flip it. If City win, 4 points gap, then what?
Yeah,
And
we're
it's
back. We're back.
You see how dumb this is.
Listen.
Okay,
I
man.
have
The
to-
only thing
Can
dumb
I
is
say
your
something?
views, man.
Can I say
Wait,
something?
guys, chill. One at a time. So, Mohammed, if it's a 4 points gap, who do you then side with? Liverpool or City in that scenario?
I want City to win, but I would still side with Liverpool, to be honest. Just because
So Liverpool won't feel the pressure with 4 points.
it's just that they've
Well,
got a leeway to lose a game and you know
That's
the
what
thing.
Liverpool don't like, though. That's what kills them is when they're
They can
ahead.
afford.
They can't
They
win.
can afford a slip up this time. You know.
Okay.
Can they?
No puns
Can I
intended.
say something?
Wait. No, you can't. I'm moving away. Red. Thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be over, but Jujuan just spoke, so
Nah,
he
it's over.
just taxed Liverpool.
I need to.
No. But seriously though, let me put it this way: if it was Man City 10 points ahead, I would have said it's over. But the thing is, Liverpool, they're not proven just yet. They're proving me wrong every week. So they started to make me into a believer. But 10 points is really nothing just yet. Because if
It is because we're unbeaten and Man City are in different competitions
Can I
as
say
well.
something?
Wait,
Can I
Red,
say
let me
something,
ask you this.
please?
Wait, Red. Let me ask you. Since you definitely would have known of that specific season where Pep chased Mourinho and he failed, do you think Pep? Because remember, Pep has always had this very good, always been in the lead, always had a very strong team, has always set the pace. Do you think Pep has what it takes to chop away at a 10 points lead?
See, the thing is, I'm not even thinking about Man City as the only contenders. There's other contenders for the league. The league is not over.
No.
Tottenham and Chelsea are irrelevant. It's
Let me put it this way, HH. All these teams that Liverpool have battered along the way, like for example, do you think Arsenal's not going to want some revenge at home?
They've already played us. They've already played us.
They
already played twice.
Oh,
AJ,
never
can I
mind.
say
Sorry,
something?
I forgot. Yeah, then no, it's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over.
But I didn't hear from Red. Okay, so Red. So do you feel that City will be able to cut away at a 10 points lead if it is 10 points?
I think so because like Pep's style is perfect for beating lowly sides. It's not even like take Liverpool out of it. Let's just look at like Man City just on their own. Pep can beat lesser teams for days. His style, like they don't have the quality to counterattack.
Yeah, and I just explain why they won.
Hello.
What Liverpool has to do.
I'll go to wait. Okay, I'll go to Hardcore Barca, then I'll go to Dada here. Hardcore Barca, brief, please.
Okay. So for me, right, and I'm not gonna lie, like
Oh, Oh, so it went off. Wait, let me add.
Another
Dahir.
bug.
No, Dahir. Wait, Daniel and Dahir. I'll just like say when you go, please send me like photos of the parade. I just want to see like how the parade looks.
Okay,
in May.
No, yeah, just no, yeah.
Okay, wait, Jujuman, let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
If City were to win though, would you still change your view?
No, they won't. I guarantee. I can put money on it. Like the league is over.
We're talking
How much money? Like we can put money on this. I can
Jujuman,
bet the league is over.
I'm talking about if City were to win and it was 4 points, you would still say Liverpool to win.
They won't. They won't bottle it. Like it favors them. Like it's like the momentum they have. They won't bottle it. Like it's like we are hoping like Van Dijk gets injured. That's the only way. Like City are winning. Like this team fully fit. There's no way. Like there's absolutely no way they're losing. Like, we just the question should be are they going undefeated or like who's beating them? That's the question because the league is over. There's no even discussion about it.
No. If we win at the end.
Let me say this right now.
Oh
That's Arsenal's invincible record is going to stand for a very long time.
Yeah. It will.
No.
Liverpool are going to lose eventually. Liverpool are not going to go through the season on.
Or how about the 100 points? I think they might be the City.
Yeah,
they go for 100.
Can I say one thing?
I think Crystal Palace could give them problems though.
Okay. Wait, Hankobaso, you wanted to say something before you go call?
Yes. Sorry. What I was saying was, I think Liverpool. This is a totally different Liverpool team. The mentality that
is it.
You already said that.
Listen.
You've already said that.
Listen. They're in a totally different planet from City. You know, City. De Bruyne is injured. Even so, Fernandinho just came back from injury. There's no way City is going to catch up to these guys. You know what I'm trying to say? Because
let me say something.
You have to win though.
Let me say.
Okay, wait. They're here then, man. But first, they're here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, obviously, assuming we win at the Etihad, the main reason for me why Man City will not claw back a 10-point lead is because of those distractions from in other competitions. Let's face it, they will be in a League Cup final. They will beat Burton, no doubt. They will also beat Schalke, so they will be in the Champions League quarterfinal as well.
They're out in the quarters.
Yep. No. They're definitely in the quarterfinal. We don't know who they'll play, but the second reason is also that they are not as good as they were last season.
I want them in the quarters.
Defensively speaking, they're not as good as they were last season.
Yep.
So here, what I'm hearing is if Liverpool win, they've won the title. That's what you're saying.
That's how I see it. Yeah.
More or less, but it's close. It's very close.
Yeah, because that means like Liverpool have to lose like 3 games. And City have to win 3 games. That's not going to happen. 3 games.
No.
Liverpool and 3 games more.
It's tight. It's tense.
Sorry,
what do you want to say? Money. What do you want to say? Money.
I wanted to say, first of all, this will be the sweetest Premier League. I'm gonna go personally to go kiss it after we win it. The second thing as well is Liverpool. You see the way people think is if City win this game, it's open. But if City lose, it's Liverpool have it. You realize there's 17 other games where Liverpool could drop points. You're assuming the only reason where this logic would work out. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. So the only logical reason your reasoning would even work is if you are assuming Liverpool are going to win the rest of the games, or they're going to win more games to the end of the season than Man City. But it really isn't.
Okay. So, Money, let me ask you this. So, what makes you so sure that, or in your belief, because everybody's saying that Liverpool are odds on, but I don't listen to bookies. So, what makes you so sure that you believe that City, who are now chasing, can still win this title?
I don't think Liverpool know how to hold a lead. They haven't shown us in their history to be able to hold a lead of winning a title. Every time they get a chance, look at 2009. Look at 2009. Same thing. They were on top. Rafa Benitez choked. Look at 2013. Choked.
One of the biggest.
Look at 2019. Choked. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Devil's advocates. This is a different team, though.
It's a different team. It's a different team, but it's not. It's mostly the same from last season. Honestly, I don't know what's really different. It's just City had 2 bad games, and the same could happen to Liverpool.
You want to know the truth? Both teams will drop points, man. City are just too light at the back, and they're focused on the Champions League as well.
That's not true at all. It's the league is always the focus. But I don't know. Let me ask you this then, guys. What makes you so sure Liverpool won't choke? That's what I want to know. Don't give me. It's a different team.
Look at the table.
Money brings up a very big point there.
Yeah. That's the reason why I'm not overconfident.
You see, because look, man,
it's not
like that here. This is the point that I'm thinking that, and I'm actually doing this to even help you now.
Yeah,
it's never going to be that easy.
No,
and I just feel that even if Liverpool win, that'll be a huge thing. But football is a crazy thing, man. No, literally, you can just blink, and it's like, how did we draw that game? How did we lose that game? How did we draw that game? Oh my gosh, will we draw that game again? How do we do that?
No, but I think
you know what happens with Liverpool's in.
I think we're disrespecting Liverpool. We're disrespecting.
Juju, and you know what happens when Liverpool get the lead and they're about to win the title? The other teams go extra hard. Remember what Crystal Palace did last time? It's going to happen again. If Liverpool's that close,
but man,
it will not happen, bro. It will not happen.
My response again is that I really, in this my view, maybe I'm wrong. I really believe that Pep can't chase.
Yeah.
I think that Pep is so used to being the lead. I just think that I don't think that
if we win at the Etihad, it's over for sure.
Get his team to be like, you know what? Because again, Ferguson, that's what made Ferguson so great. Because Ferguson could set the pace. Ferguson, as we saw in that season against Newcastle, he can chomp away at a lead.
I think just to simply put it, City need a result on Thursday. They can't lose. They just can't lose.
They will lose, though. They will lose. That's why I say the league is over.
Okay. What if it's a draw? 7 points.
Yeah, 7 points.
Liverpool win. It's over.
Liverpool.
7 points. 7 points is not insurmountable.
But guys, like we've seen big leads being like I'll just tell you, like, imagine 16-17. Real Madrid were ahead of Barca by 12 points. Barca cut that down to 2 points.
Hey. Come on now. We beat you though. We beat you in Bernabeu.
What are you talking about? Who cares? 15-16.
We beat you. Yeah, we can. All right.
Dude, nobody cares. 15-16, same thing. Big lead was chopped down to 1 point between Madrid and Barca. Barca won it. It doesn't really the leads don't matter right now. It's just about week in, week out getting the result. If Liverpool can get a result,
this group of players and manager will do it.
Because you see, Red makes a very key point. 10 points, 4 games to go, 5 games to go. Like, look, no, sorry, like, okay, 10 points, 6 games to go. Like, it's a wrap. 17, that's a long stretch. And remember, because as much as City have that pressure of chasing, Liverpool are like, my God, man, we're almost there. And that can actually make you a bit complacent. Because, trust me, see, that here, this is what you're not figuring out.
Yeah.
If Liverpool win,
I figured it out,
10 points clear, the entire city, every single fan, every time they go into the street, they're like, my gosh, this is it. That is added pressure. And every time they walk in, they're like, my God, man, we could really do something truly historic for this football mad town. And that would just make, and the thing that can these players deal with that crazy pressure of you're going to finally deliver this title after 29 years.
Can I say something? Can I say something, Ichich?
Okay, quickly.
Okay. So, and I think we've forgotten about how many times Klopp has bottled finals, Europa League finals, Champions League.
What does that have to do with it?
Thank you.
I'm just saying, like,
okay. You want to say something? That here and then Mane. That here.
I'm good.
No, I was going to say that point is irrelevant because it's a league title. It's completely different from a cup final, first and foremost. And secondly, the pressure is also on City every week to try and cut the gap if we drop points or when we drop points. Also, who knows by April or May whether we're going to be in the Champions League. So we could potentially have just to focus on the Premier League alone by that point.
Okay. I'm sorry. I said to go to forward. You want to say something?
So just to double down on obviously what Mane's saying about if it's 10 points, it's a wrap. When we saw Leicester go to Man City and win, I think in similar time at February, and they're able to carry on that momentum. I think it's such a big thing.
Exactly.
That's Leicester, not Liverpool. Liverpool have a history of choking.
That's true. Actually, he has a point there.
Okay. Look.
Wait, can I finish my point?
I need the results. So Mane, results for Jan 3.
I think it's going to be 1-1.
Really? So after all that
time,
after everything,
oh my days!
You're
a coward. You are a coward.
I didn't say we're gonna win. I just think
you might as well have said 5-0, Man City.
A1, give me a scoreline. A1, give me a scoreline.
2-1 City.
I was gonna say.
All right, interesting. Here, give me a scoreline, and don't use reverse psychology. I know when you use it.
Okay, 1-1.
Oh,
give me a break. Okay,
after
Daniel,
all that,
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Forward.
3-2 Liverpool.
Yay!
Hardcore.
Deactivate.
I think because it's Man City's
hardcore.
home.
All I ask, I don't
1-0. 1-0 because it's Man City's home. Liverpool win.
All I said, everybody else gave it a scoreline. Don't give me your past history. What is the scoreline?
Okay, Liverpool 1-0.
Okay, thank you. Juju man, scoreline.
4-1 Liverpool.
Okay, you know what, Juju?
It's true.
That happens.
You are literally the most insane person I've ever met in my life. Mohammed, scoreline.
2-1 to City. They're coming through.
Oh, red, scoreline.
3-1 Liverpool.
Ooh, guys, I will see you guys.
David Luiz is top
Jan
3.
3. Peace out. Stay